And then you go by again, it looks like it's all shut up.
Yeah, I didn't know that shut down.
Well, just for them to get out.
We go down that.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Yes.
have quite a
That's
bit.
because usually they would eat bread.
It's
Now
less
they
than
go.
$20 for filter.
I'm using, I'm turning the slide.
That's good.
It's
That's good.
pretty narrow into a cloth.
What,
And I have my blue Pennsylvania.
to me, a girl, a lady in my swimming class
And I use that.
let all of us come, and she
And
had
gardens open.
taught the stained glass thing with us.
And that's what I
And it was, she cut the grass, but it was a ton of fun. Everybody liked her.
All right.
God, I can't believe it.
Okay, call the meeting to order.
And then number five,
Something like that would be.
First thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from February. Everybody's had a chance to read them. If there's no changes or additions, need a motion to accept.
Go ahead.
I motion to accept the February minutes.
I second.
A motion and a second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next up, Center Lake Pier Removal Update.
I don't know if you've been by, but the pier is gone. They just finished up last week. The pier's out. They did the concrete work on the sidewalks that they damaged going in and out. So they've got that replaced, and they've got the grass restoration done. At least it's planted. It's not growing yet. But during the process, Milestone encountered some challenges. They, particularly on the deep end, they said when they were out there that the structure of the pier, the way it was deteriorating. The wall started collapsing out, but they retained that. And once they got about halfway in, then the system went pretty quick and they got everything. But they had divers down, making sure that everything was out of the lake and got it buttoned up. But the project was funded by Public Works and Redevelopment at a cost of $397,838. So it's out of there. But I've had some questions why the pier had to be removed, and there's several factors why that pier had to be removed. Structural damage, of course, and safety concerns. I don't know if y'all remember in 2008, we had a winter flood. We had to sandbag around the pavilion, and the water got so high, and then it froze, and it was 2 foot above the pier, and it froze, and that's when you notice the wave in the pier, and you know that some of the structural damage had been done, but it just took years to show. And so it was safety concerns about that. Another concern was the diving board and water depth. After the modifications to the dam on the lake, it lowered the lake level about 1 foot. And it wasn't safe. We didn't have the depth of the water to have a diving board, so that was another area. And then, of course, the separation of the fishing and swimming areas. I mean, that's a big thing. We've had one incident with our lifeguard got hooked with a fisherman's hook. We've had numerous hooks in our ropes over the years, so it's good to have that separation. Water quality and the E. coli concerns from the study from 2013, the Lakes and Streams study, the E. coli problem, not allowing the water to flow through the pier, so that was another big thing. And then, it'll help our maintenance efficiency now that it's all one beach. I mean, we'll be able to groom it all in one place, so, a lot of reasons why it took out. I jumped off the high dive back in the heyday too, and I loved that place, and I hated to see it go, but, it was just time. There were several things and factors of why it needed to come out, so. Looking ahead, we're, hoping to get funding in the future to do the South Pier and have that helicoil pier. That'll be, it'll be open underneath. It'll be a permanent pier that boats will be able to come up 2 or 3 spots to park on, and fishing will be off of that. So it's just a matter of fundraising for that. So we look forward to that in the future. But any questions about the pier?
Any idea what kind of funding we're looking at for that?
About $350,000 for that pier. It's 100 foot by 12, I think it is, 100 by 12. And the reason it's more expensive, it's longer, it's wider, and it takes bigger helicoil piles as you go out farther. So, yeah.
Larry, I assume the new pier will not be in the same place, will it?
No, it's actually shown to come off of where the old pump house was,
Yes.
that deck area there. That's designed so the pier will hook right onto that and go out.
So that'll separate the fishing from the swimming
It
even
will.
more.
It will,
Good
yes.
thing.
Yep.
I've been down by, it really looks nice.
Yeah, I think yeah. Well, I've got that, I didn't have time, I got some reports from unfinished business that we talked about, if I can interject
yeah.
here. We talked about, in our project matrix, we talked about replacing sidewalks at Central Park. I met with the contractor the other day, and we're gonna replace 380 foot on the west side of the circle, the inner circle there. That's where it's usually wet and underwater, so we're looking to replace that, elevate it, and get it up higher so that we can do some drainage on both sides of it and keep it dry. But that work isn't anticipated to start until after August 1st. That's after our family carnival and after our concerts. So they're good to start after August 1st to complete that project. We thought that'd be the best time of year. And then the other project is the Fireman's Building. Sean will do a little more update on everything they did out there, but we're looking to have that scheduled, the flooring done out there, April 28th to March 9th. So we've got that blocked out. They'll have to tear up, there's actually 2 floors in there that they'll have to tear up and then get the concrete ready for the flake epoxy floor. So those 2 things that we talked about in the project matrix are ready to go. So they're
The walkway, is that elevated by grade, by adding fill? or-
Yes, yeah, to be by grade. So originally, when that was built, it was elevated and it had, the whole park was swaled to come underneath the sidewalk in certain areas. And over time, it's just sunk and those swales have been, full of grass, full of debris, and it just doesn't work anymore. So what we're gonna do is elevate the sidewalk, let them elevate that, and then if we have problems, we'll put French drains in and bring the water under the sidewalk to the drain. Yeah.
How long do you anticipate that project taking?
Uh,
I'm not gonna hold you
No, it
to a
could,
date, but I
it could take a
just,
month, I would say maybe. I didn't get an answer from him, but they work pretty efficiently, so, yeah. So we just thought that was the best time of year to be, less interruptive of events down there, so.
well, the rains shouldn't have kicked in yet by then. so
No, I think
should
we'll be
good.
fine, yeah, yeah.
Questions, comments? Okay, thank you. Okay, on to new business, school lunch program.
Yeah, I've asked Shannon to come and talk to us about the school program. It's been a few years since we've had somebody update us on that, so I'm glad that you got to come tonight. So,
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm Shannon Dellinger. I'm the Assistant Director of our Food and Nutrition Department for Warsaw Community Schools. And I'm here asking permission for the use of Bixler Park to serve meals for our 19th year of our summer feeding program. The summer food service program provides an opportunity to continue a child's physical and social development while providing nutritious meals during long vacation periods from school. Not only does our program support healthy growth and development, by providing meals, this program can help to reduce the negative impact of summer learning loss as well as cognitive decline. This program is open to any child 18 and under in our community. The child does not have to be a Warsaw Community School student to participate in the program. This last year, we were allowed to use Bixler Park as one of our service areas, and at that park alone, we served a total of 4,671 meals. So it is obviously an invaluable program. The program, we plan on operating starting June 2nd, we'll go through till July 25th, and we will not be serving meals during the week of June 30th through July 4th. Thank you for your consideration. I'd be happy if you would allow us to use Bixler Park as our summer feeding service for another year.
This program has been great over the years. They've left the park great. They've served, as she said, served a lot of kids, a lot of families. So, yeah, I would entertain that we would allow them to do it again.
Anybody have any questions? If not, we need a motion to approve this.
I move that we allow lunch
in Bixler Park.
I second the motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Thank you and your staff. You do a great
Yeah,
job.
thank you. It's a great deal. Glad we can be part of it.
Absolutely.
Okay, next up, maintenance report.
Yeah, so as Larry touched on, we did the work in the fireman's building. Some of the things we did was we replaced all of the counters and sinks and faucets in the kitchen and both restrooms out there. We put brand-new outlets and switches and switch covers to match the new paint scheme out there. We had the old tan-colored outlets out there, and they didn't really go with the new colors we had. We also replaced all of the acoustic tiles on the ceiling and the walls. The old ones were getting pretty dirty and damaged, so they were due for an update, and also the new colors kind of match what we have going on out there. They also repainted the entire inside of the building, so ceilings, walls, trims, everything else. The only thing we have left to go is the exterior doors. When the weather's been warm enough to paint them, it's been rented, and when it's not, it's been cold and paint won't stick. So we'll get that done here pretty quick, and then, as Larry said, the flooring will be there here in a few weeks. So that whole place will look brand new inside, be very nice. We have been removing trees over on the east side of the parking lot there at Fribley Field. After having a survey on that east property line, it turned out that most of that tree line was on our property, actually. And we've been fighting, trying to figure out a way to extend that parking lot. So most of those trees were junk trees. They were pretty small. We went ahead and took those down. We're going to start removing stumps here within this week. I'm just waiting for locates to come back so we're okay to dig over there.
I think that process that we're doing there, we could potentially maybe double our parking at that end and make it safer for, the kids and families that use Fribley Field. Not as many will have to park across the street and come across the street, but we didn't realize that until the survey line was done, that, we were using, kind of a triangle half of that lot. So our intent is to, like Sean said, take those out, put some fill in there, and then Dustin has a few road projects in the vicinity, so we'll get the millings from that to use the millings to put on the parking lot, and so there won't be a cost there to us for that. And then after that sets for a couple of years, then we can look at asphalting that lot. So.
Yeah, so like Larry said, hopefully by the time we're done, we'll almost double the area over there, which will be really helpful because that is dangerous with so many people crossing the street over there. It gets pretty tight and pretty busy. We've completed all of our picnic tables and bench refurbishment in the back 40 there. We're just wrapping up a few odds and ends, and then we'll be outside full time. We've cleaned and rolled the entire campgrounds. We've set out all the tables and fire rings. And beginning the first week of April, we'll start turning on water at the campgrounds and then also around all the rest of the restrooms. We've also blown and rolled all of the parks. Well, we're in the process of rolling. We've blown all the parks and picked them up, in the process of rolling the parks. Once they're all rolled, then we'll start scattering tables out and getting it ready to roll for the spring. First day of spring is Thursday, and it's supposed to snow.
Yeah.
I like the first part of that.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Questions, comments?
Is there work at Pike Lake, Pike Lake, the concession, the restrooms there? At the Pike Lake, the beach area itself, is there some work being done?
There was some shoreline stabilization by the fireman's building that was being done.
And I was talking about the building.
The building last year.
The restrooms itself.
Okay, so the restroom, the door was starting to come out. We repaint the restrooms every winter. So when Chris was in there repainting the women's side, the actual door, somebody had gotten into it, go with their shoulder or something.
Okay, and I was walking by there the other day and I saw it.
We had
blocked
a plywood,
off.
yep.
And I thought, we just recently
Yeah,
did flooring and stuff.
it broke out some of the brickwork where the door was anchored, so we had to remove the whole door jamb and repair some stuff and re-anchor it, so that was why you saw the plywood up there, yep.
Questions, comments? Okay. Next up, recreation report.
Okay, so on my side of it, we started celebrating for spring a little early today. We had Imagination Station. We had 23 kids and 15 adults there today, so a good turnout for that. Tomorrow is our first senior paint class for the year, so I know we have a lot of seniors excited for that. We completely sold that out in a few days. And then on Saturday, we have our Bob Ross painting, which is also completely sold out. So we started out spring on a good note on my end. And then on Tuesday, April 1st is the big announcement for the Rock and Country concert. I'm getting a lot of questions on that.
You can trust us.
I will text all of you on that Tuesday morning. So it's 7:20 that morning. It'll be announced on WRSW, and at 7:45, Willie will be announcing that on their end. So we have just a few more days to wait for that announcement. And then the week of spring break for Warsaw Community Schools, I have a lot of things planned for that week. On Tuesday, April 8th, will be another Imagination Station. Wednesday, April 9th is another senior paint class. And then that afternoon, we have ceramics and popcorn for anyone that wants to participate. And then new this year, I came up with an idea to celebrate Earth Day. So we're going to celebrate it a little bit earlier. I'm planning and getting everything ready for that. We're going to have a lot of hands-on activities over in the gym. And then on Friday, April 11th, we're going to do a family paint class for anyone that wants to get involved with that. So just keeping families busy. Last year, I had a lot of good comments about trying to keep families busy on those weeks, fall break and spring break. So I wanted to follow through with that this year. So that's where we're at. Lots of things to do.
And on that note, we're still in need of lifeguards. We've had maybe 4 or 5 good applications. We really need another 4 or 5, 6, 7, whatever. But it'd be nice to at least get 6 guards that we could have, and then we could guard one lake, and do that. But it's just tough. I know the Y struggled with lifeguards. A lot of the other park departments are struggling with lifeguards. But if you know of anybody that will pay for their certification, we pay a good wage, a lifeguard wage, and so if you know anybody that's interested in it, send them our way. So.
Can you post that on the Facebook page so that we can share it?
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
It is? I
Mhm.
missed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll go look for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Questions? Comments? Okay. Other matters?
February Team Member of the Month, Suzanne Stokes. She just,
Want to make a speech?
she continues to go above and beyond, and is always willing to help when we're in need. And there's you go in there and you ask her for a task, and she just is happy to do it. So a true team player, no matter who goes into her office, and just great to have Suzanne with our team. So congratulations to that. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. Anybody else have anything? Well, this was short and sweet. We got our lunch program set up. Everything looks good.
Stephanie, do you want to tell, when does the new book go out on the trail? I just thought about that.
I believe it's next week.
Next week, okay.
Yeah. I
They were just
haven't-
translated, so I know they're getting ready to change them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for the trail. So,
They didn't give me a definite date, but I did talk to them about that. And I even suggested that we maybe do a few extra books throughout the summer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to encourage people to get out on that trail. We're going to be talking about different parks on Wednesdays on our Facebook page. That was the first park that we talked about, so. Yeah.
Did we talk about when the restrooms are open, will be open?
we start the campgrounds opens April 15th, so we start doing water turn on April 1st. And in Kelly Park, that'll be tested either the first or second week in April. and then it has to go to the state. The tests have to go to the state, and then we can open the restroom again, because it's on a well.
Just a couple of years back, we actually had a couple water lines freeze and break, like on Easter weekend.
Yeah.
So we're kind of cautious on how early we get in there.
Yep.
but-
The nets are up, though.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the nets are up, they're all closed.
Okay, with that, need a motion to adjourn.
I motion we adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor say aye. Aye, opposed? Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Short and sweet. Now you get to go install 2 furnaces and then they city
Those-
council meeting at 7.
Those painting classes really go fast, don't they?
I've never seen